All right, it's 9:02. We're going to get started. Like I said, please make sure you sign in the chat so I know who's here. Our meetings are always on the third Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. If you know anybody else that needs to be part of this meeting, please let us know. Ask them to register. So you know we need more people on here. Also, I want everybody to keep in mind that y'all are part of this collaborative. We all are part of this collaborative to share what we learn. So if y'all have somebody that needs some help, share what you've learned here to try to help them. You know, I try. I don't always do it like I should, but I try, especially with the mental health stuff and all, because that's just so prevalent right now. I think with everybody, we're on here to learn stuff, and we're not supposed to keep it ourselves. We're supposed to share it with others. So, Miss Tabitha, she is the regional coordinator of Positive Behavior Support Corporation, and you're to know what ABA therapy is, because I don't know. So the floor is all yours, ma'am. All right, we can see it.
All right, perfect. All right, well, good morning, everybody. My name is Tabitha. I am a BCBA, which is a board certified behavior analyst. I am also licensed to practice in the state of Alabama and Tennessee. And I am a regional coordinator here at Positive Behavior Supports Corporation. So I oversee 3 of our regions here, 2 in Georgia, 1 in Tennessee as well. And we provide ABA services in the home, community, and school environments. So today I'm just going to go over just a little bit about us, a little bit about what ABA is, and then I can answer any questions that anybody may have. Okay. So here at PBS, let me move those spaces over here so we can see all the words. So here at PBS, we have a 2-part mission statement. So we are committed to creating a responsive system that applies the principles of PBS. So our name is PBS, but there is actually a behavior practice that is known as PBS as well, which is kind of how we adopted our name. But we want to apply the principles of PBS to meet the needs of individuals, families, and organizations that we serve to produce quality of life changes that last. We also want to develop an organization that attracts the most competent, enthusiastic people and turn them into proficient professionals. So with this mission statement and our vision, you know, there are lots and lots of ABA companies out there. We do pride ourselves on being a little bit different. You know, we are not here focused on making money, which is what some of the other companies may secretly have as their priority. Here we are focused on making quality of life changes. So we have actually developed an assessment that focus on different domains of quality of life. We are also quick, you know, to identify that, you know, a child or an adult may reach their full potential. And while they may not be on that typical age norm that others may be, that may be where they are going to thrive and be at, and that's okay. Our goal is just to ensure that we have the best quality of life that we can for those individuals. And then the second part of that, just being able to attract the most competent, enthusiastic people and turning them to proficient professionals. We have thorough training in all levels. So not only for our team members, but we train the community on various topics as well. Actually here in the region that this area is a part of, my team and I actually just talked about yesterday about holding some monthly parent training meetings and parent support groups. They will be held probably in person in Columbus, but with a virtual option for others. We may bounce around to different areas too. We haven't worked out all the kinks yet, so we'll see. But you know, with that, we believe in giving most people chances. We have our own RBT development series. You know, we will pour into anybody who is willing to let us pour into them. So we do have our values as well. So we have 5 values that we really kind of hone in. And so we are innovative. We are continuously creating new systems and new ways to practice. We embody culture. So we embrace everybody no matter what. We create opportunities. So just like I was mentioning, the parent support group, we're always looking at new things to kind of jump in and be a part of. We place families first. We place families first, whether it is our clients that we serve or the families or the employees that we have. Regardless, we prioritize everybody. And, you know, people sometimes say you can't really do that, but we absolutely can. You know, we find ways to partner people where it's going to work as a dynamic to where their priorities can be placed first as well as our families. And then ultimately, we do have ethics at our core. So every decision and thought process that we make, it is considering our ethics code of our code of ethics at that center point. So this map is a little outdated. I do need to fix this one a little bit. I think we've added Alabama, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. I think the only 3 missing so far. But these are all of the areas that we serve. So we are in 27, I think, states and Canada. We are continuously adding new states every year. We just added Alabama, Louisiana, and Oklahoma last month. So we will eventually, hopefully, be worldwide. But here in, oh no, I flipped this and have my Tennessee stuff in here. Give me a second. Let's pivot a little bit. I will show you our Georgia stuff. All right, we're just gonna look at this map over here. I apologize for that, everybody. My last presentation was in Tennessee. All right, so this is our Georgia map. So our Georgia map is split up into 8 regions. So you can see Carroll County is here in our River Valley region. So I actually live down here in Muskogee County. So I cover this whole area. I also serve our South Georgia area and then our Southeast Tennessee area. So this is kind of what our region map looks like for Georgia. We do serve the entire state. I know I'd mentioned before with others that I've talked to, you know, we do have several school contracts throughout the state and stuff as well. Here in River Valley, the only one we have secured so far is here in Meriwether County. So we also serve in the school and can work with school districts in that capacity as well. Up in Northwest Georgia, I know they have several. They have like half of them, and Middle Georgia has a lot too. So definitely something a little bit different and unique about us in that aspect as well. So this is what it looks like here in Georgia. So let's just ignore this little Tennessee slide here. All right, so when to get services. So typically, especially in the state of Georgia, insurances won't pay for ABA services unless there is an autism diagnosis. So that part is a little bit unfortunate. I firmly believe that ABA is useful in regardless of an autism diagnosis or not, but insurance companies don't believe that. So we do have to roll kind of with that. We do also provide services for others. However, we have to look into like a private pay agreement. And that's where kind of, you know, contracting with other agencies can sometimes get helpful. So, you know, some of our states are contracted with like group homes, like with hospitals, the school districts. So, you know, we kind of look at those options as well, because they often sometimes have different type of funding sources that we don't have, you know, and if they can get funding from an outside government agency and then, you know, can partner with us, we can then provide the services, they get the funding to help pay for it, and then we can serve individuals outside of that autism diagnosis. If we're going through insurance, though, they do have to have a comprehensive diagnostic report, and that needs to have some type of assessment that is done to identify an autism diagnosis. So all of these crazy little letters here, those are all different types of diagnosis or assessments that are used for autistic evaluations. Ultimately, though, ABA is really just kind of, it's for problem behaviors. You know, they're going to interfere with that quality of life. So, you know, maybe you have a child engaging in elopement, which means they're kind of running away, or aggression, or destroying some property or harming themselves, but just any type of really challenging behavior that makes it hard to do those day-to-day activities. But ABA also works on skill acquisitions. So we can work on, you know, curricular or developmental assessments, such as like potty training, making a sandwich, how to communicate, working in some gross motor skills. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with, you know, occupational physical therapy, speech therapy. We kind of dabble in a little bit of those things, not to the intense level that they get into. It's just like a quick like overview of it that we can kind of touch on a little bit. So what is ABA? So ABA is a field of practice that is derived from B.F. Skinner's development of operant behavior and behaviorism. So it is data-driven, it is evidence-based. It's been around for a long time. It is becoming, I guess, a little bit more popular, but with the way of the media, the way of the world, and the more access to resources that we have in today's society, that's pretty self-explanatory there. So to be practicing the field of ABA, you do have to have a board certification. So for the kind of highest level, it's a BCBA D. So that is a doctor's level behavior analyst. Most of us are BCBAs, so that's just a master's level behavior analyst. There is a bachelor's level as well. So that's a BCABA. So that's an assistant behavior analyst. And the level underneath that is a registered behavior technician. So every single one of those levels, you have to take a rigorous exam and take some education in order to obtain that certification. That RBT certification, that is kind of our entry level position. It does just require like a 40-hour course, some competency assessments, and then taking an exam. Those are the individuals that usually do like the day-to-day, like actual work. And the analysts are the ones that kind of manage the cases and make the decision making. So most of our field is focused on autism, as we mentioned, but there are also other developmental disabilities. So I know I mentioned I cover Tennessee. Tennessee's Medicaid insurance actually allows for any developmental disability to have services, which is really nice. Hopefully Georgia will get on speed one day too. So, and like I said, this is an issue with funding sources. It's definitely not a scope of practice. It absolutely can be used for other disabilities, or even like organizational management, within businesses as well. We, an ABA, do not diagnose. We serve after the diagnosis. So if somebody comes to us and they do not have a diagnosis yet, we are able to provide resources for them to go obtain those diagnoses before we would begin. So as I mentioned, it is data-driven and it is evidence-based. There's a major emphasis on data-driven decision-making and data analysis. So, we often joke in this field, if there's no data, it didn't happen. Because, you can't just kind of wing it. It's not how we practice. So, we do want to see, looking at this, it's the number of tadpoles in a pond. So if I was looking at this graph and I was analyzing it, I'd be like, oh, look, like we had a lot of tadpoles in 1992, and then all of a sudden it plummeted. So like I would want to look at the outside variables to figure out what happened in 1993 to make this plummet so much. I would investigate, I would figure out what it is. We're going to implement some type of change procedure, and then we can see the number of tadpoles started growing again. So that's literally what we do. We implement a procedure, we watch to see what the outcomes are. And if we have positive outcomes, fantastic, we continue to move forward. If we don't have positive outcomes and we see dips or struggles, we change our protocols and our interventions, and then we proceed and move forward at that point. And we kind of keep going back and forth until we start seeing positive change. So our individuals do serve as our control. We don't test tadpoles. We're working with humans. So, we're working with humans, we do have to be very mindful of what we're doing. We're not going to just try some intervention because we're like, oh, this looks like a good idea. It is going to be based on research and what has been proven to be effective before. So when I say we're testing different things, there's just lots of different strategies out there that have been proven to be effective, and what works for one child or one individual may not work for another. So we do have a plethora of different practices that we can try to see what would be the most effective. So some applications, I know we kind of touched on this already, but behavior analysts can really be for anything. It's focused on behavior, and behavior is a part of every single thing that we do. A lot of people think when you hear the term of like behavior that relates to like tantrums and aggression and things like that, but that's not it. Me talking right now is behavior. You all listening to me right now and making behavior. Behaviors is literally what we do all day, every day. So because of that, ABA, because it is a behavior-based practice, can be used in a variety of different fields. So yes, autism is one of those, but it can be used in animal training. It can be used in organizations for management. It can be used in clinics. It can be used for developmental disabilities. It can be used in robotics. So it really can be used for anything. So, this little funny meme just says do all the things, because we really can kind of touch on a lot. And especially with this company, we really try hard not to ever say no. We always just say, we'll figure it out. So the kind of the purpose of it, so we talked about this a little bit already too. So we are kind of majorly focusing on problem behaviors, replacement skills, teaching other targets instead. We manipulate variables around the behavior, not the behavior itself. So we're not coming in trying to change the child specifically. We are working on the variables and the environmental contextuals around that child that's making it difficult. It may very well be that maybe the child doesn't have the functional communication skills or the ability to do something. And in that case, we're helping that child to obtain those. But sometimes it may be the lights are too bright, and we're going to dim down those lights for that child. Or it may be that they need to have a 5-minute break every 30 minutes. So those are things that we would do on the outside to help that child be successful. We do target socially significant behaviors. So we're not going to target something that isn't really socially significant or making an impact. So a big one for me there is like stimming, which I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with stimming, but that's where, you know, if you think of like flapping of the hands type stuff, if it's impeding on learning and a major distraction to others, you know, sometimes we can consider it. But outside of that, not so much, because we actually all have our own stems. So when you twirl your hair, or you're bouncing your leg, or you're clicking your pen, that's us stemming. And while that is socially acceptable to do that, we need to encourage and embrace the acceptance of other individuals stemming in their own ways as well. So we do target socially significant, not just quote unquote odd behaviors. Ultimately, the goal is to produce meaningful behavior change as a result of manipulating variables. Our goal is to increase the quality of life and provide a better outcomes for those individuals. So for our company and for most ABA agencies, we do practice by providing direct service. So we have a team modality that is tiered. So I kind of talked about that RBT level and like the analyst level. That's usually how it is. Sometimes you have a BCABA and a BCBA. But as you see here, kind of in this picture, you know, you have a child, you have an RBT that works one-on-one with that child. You'll have a BCBA who kind of comes in, makes the programming, kind of tells the RBT what they should be doing with the child. Sessions usually are between 1 hour to 8 hours a day. It is pretty intensive, very different than OT, speech, or PT. Repetition is key to being successful. So it says 1 hour here, but I have never seen anybody have 1 hour session unless it's like a very older teenager that can maybe be successful. Usually sessions are 2 hours to 8 hours, just because we need a lot of repetition there. And it is primarily play-based and working within those natural routines. So at homes, I mean, we're pretty much just playing and interacting throughout the day. In the schools, you know, we're just part of the school daily routine and having that repetition there. Sessions can include direct instruction, whether it's to the client or to the family. And each session includes focus on specific target behaviors that we're working on changing. So we may be manipulating triggers for the environment. We may be providing reinforcement if they do well. We may be providing more opportunities in the environment for them to be successful. The kind of options are endless. So outside of direct client service, you know, we talked about, we provide trainings, we can provide supervision for people wanting to be in the field. We can consult with people. So some of the schools that we've been in, you know, we just kind of come in and provide support just to the teachers, but we don't actually work with the students. So we have consultations, same when it comes to the organizations. Or sometimes we just help with data analysis. There are some limitations. So because it is focused on behavior, it does limit some training outside of the other areas. So I talked about how we dabble a little bit in speech and OT and PT, but not as in depth as they would by any means. You know, and we can't always address emotional, cognition, or other areas of psychology. So, you know, we can kind of dabble in that a little bit, but again, it's going to be very minimal as to what we're looking at. It can be labor intensive and require a lot of work. Like I said, it is very time consuming, and it isn't just something that we do, you know, for 30 minutes a day or an hour a day. It could take, so sorry guys, my baby just woke up. You know, it can be time consuming and tedious to overcome those barriers. I'm sorry, guys, give me just a minute, please.
And if you just have come in, please make sure to sign in the chat room. I take all the information that you put on the chat and put it on one pager and send it over after and I'm not going to say today. It will have to be tomorrow, because today I have a full day, but I am going to send you the whole list of the attendees, because we are a collaborative, and we have to remember that if there's something that we need, and there's so many resources in our community, come to the website for Carroll County Family Connection. If you don't see something that we are missing, please let me know, because that's the best way that I can actually get your input and we can provide the information that our community needs. Just make sure that you sign in, and if there's ever something I placed a link that I created a drive, a folder for us, for collaborative. So if you need something, an event or something going on, just drop it there and all of us will be able to see it. And as a
All
matter,
right, guys, I've got 17 people that's actually signed in the chat, and we're showing 27% participants. So y'all please sign in when you get a chance.
All right, I'm here. I apologize for that, everybody.
You're fine. We took care of some
this is
stuff.
just-
Go ahead.
That's okay. I appreciate it. She usually sleeping. I snuck away, but the babysitter's not here yet. All right. So we talked about the levels of practitioners already. Like I said, we are board certified. It goes through our board, which is at the BACB. So become certified. We talked about that a little bit earlier. RBTs are pretty easy. To become an analyst, you do have to have further education, but you also have to have supervision requirement, which is practice in the field. And this can vary anywhere from 1,000 to actually 2,000 hours. It did just increase. So you have to take, your coursework, you have to practice in the field and have supervision while practicing, and then take an exam that quite literally has like a 60% pass rate. So it is very hard to actually become a BCBA. So you can trust that we are making hopefully good decisions here. So that being said, that is the end of it. Does anybody have any specific questions related to ABA or our company in itself?
I do. I'm sorry. I actually work for juvenile justice. So y'all work with teenagers as well?
We do, yes.
'Cause I've got a
So
couple that
not all
are.
companies do, but our company, we do. Insurance will typically cover ABA services until the age of 21 here in Georgia. So
Because I have a couple that actually have been diagnosed with autism. So one's a 2 and one's a 3 on the scale. So they do struggle a little bit. How do we make referrals to y'all?
Yep.
How
So
does that
I
start?
guess I should probably include a slide in for that, huh? Yes. So to apply for services, you just go to our website, which is at teampbs.com. And there is a request ABA therapy button. So you can click on that button, you fill out the intake forms, it will then come to me. I'll review it, and then I reach out to the families after that point. You can also share my email and my phone number, which I'll put that in the chat in just a moment.
Okay.
And families or any individuals for that matter can give me a call if they ever have any questions or want more details.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Tabitha, I have a question.
Yes.
I work with BHO Mobile Crisis, and we see a lot of the IDD population. And first of all, I didn't know that you guys saw older teenagers and adults, because that's something big we run into, is that many places around these parts do not see kids past adolescent or going into adolescence, which can be very frustrating. But you talked about the so that's really good to know, and that's information that I will pass around to our staff as well, so that they can give those resources to parents. You talked about doing like some parent education groups. How would we get that information?
Yeah, so I just kind of talked to my team yesterday because I'm trying to get some volunteers to start implementing it and putting it into effect. Once we work out all the details, I definitely will let you know. I think, like I said, most of us are located here in Columbus. We have a couple that are further north. We've got one girl, one analyst up in Carrollton, and then we've got, I think, 3 in Noonan. So, and because of the way we practice, we have to have an actual analyst that does it. It can't be RBTs, which we have RBTs everywhere. Sure. But I think we're looking at holding them in person in Columbus. Just in this region so far, Columbus is like our most dense populated area where most of our clients are. So to make sure that we're being mindful of, where people can actually come to. So I think we're going to do in person in Columbus, but we're going to do probably a Zoom meeting for others and make it kind of a dual type thing so that we can have a greater audience. So our plan is to hold some type of parent training content. So going over like potty training or managing behaviors or something like that. And then our goal is going to be have 30, 45 minutes either before or after. We have parent support group meetings to where parents just can kind of come in and kind of connect with each other. So it's very early phases of planning, but definitely I can send it to the collaborative, leaders for the areas that we are in, so that they can disseminate that information out as well, so that families can have access to that.
And one of the things is that we can actually
Perfect. Thank you.
collaborate together and bring more parents into this, because that is something that we really need in our community.
Perfect. One of our analysts is actually coming this afternoon
they?
to the meeting on one. So Rachel, she is actually our clinical trainer. So she's the one who helps serve some of the Carrollton area. So she'll be there today.
That's great. What information there? Does anyone else have any questions for Ms. Tabitha?
There's one from Karen. It says, do you think it's more dense in Columbus due to information? If so, how can we share here? And we will do.
Yeah, so I think the Columbus area is so much bigger because of the military base. Most of our clients are TRICARE. So it is
Okay.
a very large military base here. And so because of it, there's a lot more resources here. We see that in some of the more greater populated areas. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, outside of like joining meetings and stuff like this, I mean, I've been trying actually to grow this area. I reached back out last week because I was like, we've been trying to grow this area and we can't get anywhere. I don't know where the connections are. I can't find them. So hopefully getting into these meetings will help kind of grow this community a lot more too. I think we only have like 4 clients in Carrollton right now. And we would love to, we know there's more out there. So we would definitely love to be able to help more.
Well, I think this was the right first step for y'all in this area, because there's a lot of people on this call from a lot of different organizations and departments in the community, and a lot of different jobs, and a lot of us work with kids. So I think this was definitely a right first step for y'all out here.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so very much, Tabitha.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for letting me come in here and present too. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. We are going to be adding you into one of the resources, to our resources guide that is growing. And do you have any more questions for Tabitha before I start? I'm sorry, Lee, I jumped.
I've got
You're
one
fine, Ms.
quick.
Keeler.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Just a question about getting a diagnosis. We have some students at the technical college that may come and their, IEP is too old, or they need some way to get a diagnosis. I know you had mentioned something about having some resources for students or people to get a diagnosis. Is there any way you could share those resources with us so that we can pass that along? Because that's a struggle sometimes for our students who are wanting to get services but can't because they don't have the adequate paperwork or diagnosis for that.
Yeah, so mostly it's just kind of like a list of different providers that can do the diagnosis, but yeah, I can absolutely provide that. I will say, I don't know of any directly in Carrollton, so I'm pretty sure you're going to have to travel. A lot of them are down in Columbus. There are some up in,
Gwinnett.
I think she's Kennesaw, I think she is. Of course, there's so many in Atlanta, but I tried not to send people to Atlanta because that can be a challenge in itself. And then I think there's one in Noonan. So, I mean, there's several kind of around you guys and within an hour and stuff of actual Carrollton area.
And if you could send that list to Ms. Gila, Tabitha, she'll get it sent out to everybody. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys, if that's all for Ms. Tabitha, we're gonna move on with Ms. Gila this morning. Ms. Gila is going to share our Family Connections annual plan. We have worked very hard on this, so I appreciate y'all pay attention because it's a lot. But it's an excellent plan. We had the Ms. Annetta from the state level come down and help us, which is necessary because it has to be a certain way to continue to get our grant funding from them and our money from them. So, but please let me go over it. And if y'all have anything y'all think needs to be changed or added, let us know, because this is a group effort. Even though it's part of the board, we work on this pretty hard, the strategy team. I think that input from our collaborative meeting would also be helpful. All right, Ms. Gila, it's all yours.
As you know, I just thank you for being with us this morning. But one of the main things that we want for this annual plan is not just to be an annual plan, that it is the strategy team, and especially many thanks to each individual that collaborated, brought ideas, and really made it a cohesive annual plan. And I think that this is my second year with Family Connection. And I feel like I really have put ourselves into this. It's not Gila, is not the board. it's the collaborative. And one of the things that you as a collaborative can help us is because you go to churches or you know someone who is in church, please, if you know a church that has a youth ministry, give them my number. You don't even have to say anything. Just tell them youth mental health matters to us. And please contact Gila Gonzalez at Family Connection, and we will get going because we had different QPRs, youth mental health first aid. We are going to be doing QPRs or QPR training over at a local church. One person from our collaborative got us that insight, and we are going to probably be trained, have a space for like 40 people to be trained. That's great. We have added a new activity into our annual plan that makes sense to us because we are going to be collaborating with First Readers, Carroll County. But I want you to read. I am going to put it on the drive and on the chat. And my mouse is going insane today. Okay. Anyways, but you have to remember that we are working on getting STAND. I want you to be a collaborative that knows if someone asks you about youth mental health, that you know that Carroll County Youth Mental Health Task Force exists. But not only that, we have youth that are working in high schools that are working like dynamos. Olivia is in Carrollton High School. Gracie is at Bowdon. Well, she's in Central, but she's already started at Bowdon. Or if you know someone at the schools and you tell them STAND is working. We have youth that are getting it's not a peer support. I know that's what we wanted at the beginning. But it is a mental health club that it is supporting our children that are already in school. So we want STAND to be in all of our schools and including not just high school, but middle school. If you have not taken the youth mental health first aid training, just tell me. I'll send you the link so you can, right now we only have 8 people registered and it's going to be in March. I've been trying to accommodate people, but it's going to be March 24th because apparently Fridays work best. Youth mental health first training is going to be in person. I will send all of that information to you. The QPR is going to be in person as well. It's going to be in a church and it's going to be in English. We are trying to also do those in Spanish. Can you help? Is just by sharing the information, not just coming to the collaborative and we want you. I mean, this hour is of learning and all of us can do so much together. The other thing that I wanted to share, just because I think that it is imperative that we know about this, our website. The other day I was talking to someone and they told me that they were having a meeting to have, because they didn't know about the resources that were available in our community. And I was like, my little heart was hurt because we worked very hard on this website. Over here is our collaborative. If you have not, I always try to be very, if you have not told me that I can put your logo in here, I don't do it. But this is our collaborative, and I know that there are more of you that have not sent your logo. The reason why is this important to us is so everybody can know that they can just come over here. Who is that collaborative? Oh, I want to know more about First Readers, and they can go to that. And the other thing is, if I can actually see, sorry. If you can actually go over here, resources guide, this is no longer working. I mean, I know that we have to print some and we are revising it at this time, but this is going to be more like this, but in a document. It's going to be a live PDF file that everybody in their agencies is going. If you're not here, please send me your information so you can be here. I'm not saying that we are the state of the art in technology, but we have different information here. Assistance, that is going to be revamped as well, because we have the places where we can actually send people, but we are going to be more in the face of changing this. The events, if you have events, we are going to put in them here, but the new version is going to be a calendar of events that you can just see day by day. What is going on this week? What is going, and so that the Fentanyl Awareness Coalition Summit is on March 2nd. If you have not registered and you are working with mental health and you have youth or adults, drug prevention, substance abuse, you need to have a booth there. And so you need to register. And if you want to sponsor it even more, contact Jody Goodman at CMHA. If you're going to be participating at the 5K, you like that, you're going to be supporting the West Georgia Domestic. These are the things that we want to be able to help everybody to know where to go. So if someone is actually doing a training and this one is not working, what is going on? Okay, I'm not going to, can you hear me? Okay, anyways,
Yes, ma'am.
for some reason, this is not letting me, but let me share again. If you are, can you see this website? Okay, this is our
Yes,
youth
ma'am.
mental health youth website. This was created, I already have told you about this, but one of the things that a lot of people do not know, and Tabitha, I'm adding you into this as soon as I can get the change on the brochure, because it's going to be reprinted by the end of March. So I need help. Review it. If you have experience one of these agencies that you know that is not working with our community, please let me know, because that way I can put someone that is actually working with our community. And this is in English and this one is in Spanish. And see, this one is the one that I'm working on. And Tabitha, you're going to be going over this because this is empty, because we don't have anything going on. We have some things, but they are in Atlanta. So anyways, I'm sharing so people can actually start telling us about their events, but I just want you to be ambassadors over the collaborative. This is not something that is me, that is Lee. This is all of us. The collaborative, it cannot exist if it's 2 people. Right now we have 27 people and we need you to be knowledgeable of what we do, but I also need to be knowledgeable of what you do. And so coming together in this forum allows us to do this. So thank you.
And I think the biggest thing is y'all share what you learn. Share it with family members, share it with friends. We have, I've got my own caseload here at the office, but I also have friends that have kids that have issues. And I refer them to the resource guide, to what I know works, to Tanner, to counseling, to doctors, to get medication that we learn about on here. It's for everybody, but share your knowledge, because it ain't doing no good stuck in our heads. You know what I mean? So, we really need to share what we learn. And the resource guide is an ever-changing document because, resources come and go, unfortunately. I wish they'd all stay, but it doesn't work that way. And the thing is, the same resource won't work for everybody a lot of times because of insurance issues. So, make sure you have the whole guide. The website is amazing. Sit down one day when you're not super busy and just go through the website and see what it looks like. Gila has done an amazing job, because trust me, that ain't none of me. I'm not savvy at all with technology. I can shop, do my work and email and Facebook, and that's about it. So, you know, that website is all Gila. And, you know, I work with Gila on several different things. I'm part of her board. I'm part of this. We know we work together a lot. And I'm just going to tell you, this woman is never ending. She is wide open all the time. She'll call me at 9 o'clock. I'm like, Gila, what are you still doing working? Turn your dang phone off. I've had to make her quit answering her phone on the weekends, the work phone, because she just answers it. You know, I got a call a while back about a pregnant girl that she was trying to help. I'm like, this is not our place, you know, but of course, Gila didn't listen and did it anyway. But, you know, she goes 24/7. So if y'all see her out and about, just thank her, because what she has done with this task force, what she has done with Home Connections, and the 2 short years she has been here is nothing but remarkable. So,
But I thank you, because you are my, how do you say, I think that I'm going to say it wrong because English, but you're my bouncing wisdom ball. I can bounce things to you and you give me an answer. And remember, this is, we do not do it for ourselves. This is a community effort, and we all work together. And I see so many questions that I feel so please, just know that I'm going to put it in everything. And yes, Tanika, I will send that everything. And Felicia, we can definitely do those. And this is, I got to tell you, this is not Lee and this is not Gila. This is all of us, because we work for the community. And the more information that we have for our community, the better that our community will be. And we are working, and I just want to I remember we are working with Community Foundation to have a really a better communication and collaborative effort. They have the technology, they have the experts, and I'll give a little bit of a report next time that we have. But the other thing is that because of on the table, we hosted 3 tables, one in Spanish, one in English, and one for the youth. And a lot of information came about. And one of the main things that we heard is collaboration, communication, and transportation. So those are the 3 issues that came up in our 3 tables, different things, but collaboration, we have it. Look at so many people interested in coming together. So I think that the floor is yours, so we can actually hear from everybody. Sorry that we took so long today, but it needed to be said.
okay, and I will start as I see y'all on my screen. Sometimes y'all will jump around, so if I get to the end, I didn't hit you, please say something. I don't want to skip anybody. You can tell us where you're from and what y'all got going on. Miss Gomez, you're showing first on my screen, ma'am.
Okay.
There you
we
go.
go. Trouble with my computer, so I'm on the phone. But anyway, I'm here. I am new to West Georgia Technical College. I'm the new Special Populations Coordinator. And I am here to participate, support, and also learn and make use of the resources that I learn about. I've identified through needs assessment, both informal and formal, that our biggest special population group that we have with our school system are single parents. And what the need seems to be predominantly with our special populations group is for affordable housing. And you laugh, and I know, because
sorry, I think I didn't.
Area for everyone, affordable housing has just been on the decrease since before COVID, and so that's an area I've been working hard on. I've made some headway, but I will need whatever information I can get from Carroll County Housing Authority. And so that's just kind of where things are. I feel a lot of educating on our campus and just out in the community about what the position is and the groups that I want to work as an advocate for, and kind of sort of see myself in a position as liaison between our special population student group and the community. So that's who I am.
We are glad to have you. Thank you for joining us. I hope you continue to come. Yes, Jessica, I see your hand up. I'm not used to seeing those little hands pop up.
That was a clapping hand. I'm excited for Miss Gomez.
Okay, good.
She's
I thought it was a
awesome.
question.
Yes,
Y'all can tell
We're
them the difference,
teammates,
right?
yes.
Miss Shepherd, you're next on my screen, please, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
you
I had
go.
to unmute. Hello, everyone. I
Hi.
work also at West Georgia Technical College. I'm in the adult ed department. We help people get their GEDs. I'm working a special program called the Youth Service Program that serves 16 to 24-year-olds and helps them launch into we like to say GED is the first step. We want them to launch into career or college. And so I work along with Miss Donna, Miss Gomez, Jessica, Miss Tanika Williams at DOL. And so we kind of partner together to help our students not just have that GED, but launch beyond that.
Thank you so much. Okay, Jessica, it's your time.
I've already been talking this morning, so.
It's all right.
So I'm Jessica Simerson. I'm the Career Service Specialist for Adult Education at West Georgia Tech. So I do similar to what Miss Luann does, but I do it for all of our students and all of our campuses. So I cover our entire service area, helping our students determine what they're going to do once they finish that GED credential. And then we also have, I wanted to mention, we have ESL classes at our campuses as well. So if you have any students or people in the community who are needing those, and those are free. So our GED prep classes and our ESL classes are all free. We do have registrations for those and information on our website about that, but that's mostly what we do.
Thank you very much. Miss Phyllis, you're next on my screen.
Hey there. I'm with Get Healthy, Live Well at Tanner Health System. We are working right now. We have programming with Food as Medicine, where we're working with diabetic members of the community and members of the community who have hypertension. We're working on a high cholesterol program as well. We bring them in. We do 6 to 12-week classes that are free to the public if they suffer from these problems. We teach them how to cook. We educate them about their special issues, and we have cooking classes. And then if people are in need of food, we help them out with that. You know, the food banks don't exactly cater to people with diabetes, so we help them with food for their families as well. So that's one of our many programs. All of our programs, almost all of our programs are free to the public. Some are covered by insurance, but almost all of our programs are covered and free to the public. So that's about
Thank you,
it.
ma'am. Thank you very much. Miss Neely, you're next, please, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Juanita Neely, and I actually used to be with the Community Connection years ago when I was with Carroll County School System and ACASA also. So I'm here to volunteer with any of y'all that may need help in your offices or whatever. Just give me a call. I think I have my information listed. But I'm here as a liaison for the community because I've noticed over the past few years that my aunts and other family members and people in the church are missing out on a lot of community-based opportunities as far as when the community action is giving out the money funds for the water bills and utility bills and stuff. I realized there was a lot of people missing out on that. And then over the last few weeks, I've noticed that my own siblings, which are 15, 20 years older than I am, have been missing out on opportunities of things that they can receive from their insurance benefits, from the over-the-counter products and stuff they didn't even know. So for years, they've drawn Social Security and did not know that there was resources out there to give them the diapers and stuff that they're needing now. And I kind of made accounts and logged in and started helping them. And I thought, there's a need out there in our community for this same thing, not just for my family, but other family members. So I do personal sitting for some of the local families around here and have been able to open their eyes and help them with their family members. I'm thinking there's a great need for this. So any of
You're
y'all
right.
contact me and I'll be there to help assist.
Well, Miss Neely, you just stepped into a big old ocean. I hope you know that, because
I'm ready.
I know that we will be calling you. So thank you so much for coming, especially just a community member that wants to volunteer and help out. We do appreciate that. That's what it's all about. Hey, Brandy, you're up, babe.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So a couple of things. One, we will have a table at the Fentanyl Awareness Summit, Willowbrook Wilson. We're really excited about that. Secondly, I wanted to go ahead and just put a bug in your ear that Willowbrook is going to be hosting a community event in May. More details to come. It's going to be called Light Up the Night for Mental Wellness. It's going to be out at the pavilion by Lake Carroll. We're going to have a DJ, food truck. We're going to do music therapy, art therapy, yoga. We're really excited about it. It's the first time we've ever hosted anything like this. So I will feed you guys information because we want that to kind of be known throughout the community. But that will be May 12th. But I just wanted to kind of touch on that. So we're really excited about that, guys. May 12th from 6:30 to 9. Light Up the Night for Mental Wellness. Glow bracelets will be out. We've got some vendors that'll set up tables to sell arts, crafts, different things like that. And then, of course, our information tables for Willowbrook. I know our friends at Get Healthy Live Well will be there. So exciting things to come there. And then just quickly regarding Willowbrook, we continue to offer that free screening virtually or in person to connect our community members with services that they need. The screening is free. They will receive 3 referrals as a result of that to connect them with whatever service they need. And then we are still managing all of our levels of care from inpatient for detox, mental health, through PHP, IOP, our in-home therapy for kids, school-based. So any level of care really you can wrap your mind around. Willowbrook is working hard to offer our community. Let me know if you guys need anything. I'm always happy to help.
Thanks, Brandy.
You're welcome.
Mr. Williams?
I'm sorry, Brandy, I have a question really fast.
Sure.
Do y'all have booths available for nonprofit organizations to attend?
I absolutely believe we do. If you'll look for my contact info and the thing, shoot me an email. Tell me what you got in mind. We'd love to talk more and have you guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Williams.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So I'm Kevin Williams. I'm with WorkSource 3 Rivers. I'm the work experience coordinator. And my job is to partner up with our local businesses and organizations to provide work experience for youth. We provide all the financial needs. We just ask for the business that we partner with to just provide some guidance and give the youth a chance. So definitely reach out to me if you are willing to partner.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Ms. Benefield?
Yes, my name is Tamara Benefield. I work with Carroll County CASA. I'm the recruitment and training coordinator for them. We recruit volunteers in our community. They're just from everyday walk of life. We have stay-at-home moms all the way up to doctors that are volunteers in the community that get sworn in by the juvenile court judge and go through our training program, and they become advocates for children in foster care. So they get assigned a case once they get sworn in. It bypasses all HIPAA laws, and then they just get assigned to this child, and they provide individualized attention to this child. They're basically the squeaky wheel. They're kind of like their best friend, and they stay with them throughout the life of the case while they're in foster care, and they're just basically advocating for their best interests in front of the judge. And so we're in need of volunteers. We're back up to pre-COVID numbers. So we have about 150 children in foster care right now, but we only have about 33 volunteers. So they are serving about 90 children right now, which is incredibly good, but that still leaves about 60 children without a CASA. And our goal is to have every child have that CASA, because the literature all shows that if a child is assigned a CASA, that they spend less time in foster care, and they either go back home quicker, or they do find permanency quicker. But I'm also here to learn about the connections because in the community, because our volunteers do work with foster families, and they do work closely with them. So if a child is in need and they're advocating for their best interest, one of their recommendations may be that they do need ABA therapy, or they need to increase therapy throughout the month, or they need different types of assessments, and they may recommend that to the judge. So knowing what types of services are available in the community can help our volunteers advocate better for the best interests of that child. So that's another reason why I'm here.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Miss Leanne, you're next on my screen, please, ma'am.
Okay. Hey, we are here at the West Georgia Domestic Violence Shelter. So we serve survivors of domestic violence. We serve 5 different counties: Carroll, Coweta, Meriwether, Haralson, and Heard counties. We're hosting our 21st annual Step at a Time 5K race on March 5th at 2 p.m. at the Carrollton Recreational Center. I believe we have a couple of vendor booths, nonprofit vendor booths available if y'all are interested in being there at the event and getting y'all's information out as well.
Now I'm muted. Okay, thank you, Leanne.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Miss Jackie, you're next, please, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, I'm not going to turn on my camera because I'm in the classroom, but I am Jackie Lowe with West Georgia Technical College, and I am the program manager for the adult education department. And I would like to say ditto to a lot of what Luann and Jessica has already said. I've been in adult ed for 18 years almost, and I can say it's a lot more than a student can receive than just a GED. We are more now focused on the workforce. Students have an opportunity to get a credential. For example, I'm teaching an IET class now, hospitality, and they can see the credential to go out and use it toward getting a job or et cetera, and just put it on the application resume. So we're doing a lot, and I'm very excited about it.
Thank you very much. I believe that Miss Lori Thomas is next.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Lori Thomas. I'm the case manager with Carroll County Mental Health Advocates. We work primarily with adults, trying to help them get connected to community resources, mental health treatment programs, recovery facilities, etc. A couple of things coming up for us. We do have a certified mental health advocate training program starting on Monday, the 27th. So if you or anybody you know is interested, please get a hold of me like today. We do have, I think we have 10 people enrolled in the class, so we're really excited to get some new advocates and get some people trained and get them hooked up with, connected with some of our individuals. Somebody's mentioned the Fentanyl Summit coming up next week. If you haven't registered, please do. It's going to be a really good, informative day. I think everybody will learn a lot from that, and it's definitely a big community issue here in Carroll County. Our 5K is coming up on April 29th. And registration is now available online. And then finally, I just wanted to put out to this group, our crisis response team is looking to start a second unit. We currently have a team that is a law enforcement officer who's also a certified paramedic as well as a licensed clinician, and they respond to 911 mental health calls. We want to start a second team. We have a second law enforcement officer. We are in need of a second licensed clinician. So if you know anybody that would be interested in that position, please have them call either our office or look at the University of West Georgia's website on their career page. That's where the job posting is. So get the word out. We'd really like to get that second unit started, but we need a clinician for it. So thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lori. Y'all are rock stars over there. Miss Miranda Helms.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Miranda Helms. I'm the Quality Improvement and Accreditation Coordinator with District 4 Public Health, and we have 12 health departments that we cover with 12 different counties. The big announcement that I have is that District 4 is working to develop a new 12-county regional community health improvement plan, or what we call our CHIP. And we do have 4 priority areas that we're focusing on: access to care, mental behavioral health, healthy lifestyles and wellness, as well as social determinants of health. We have our first priority work group meeting today at City Station there in Carrollton, and Gila has been so kind to help secure that meeting location and help host us today. I encourage you to go out. You can go to our Facebook page to learn more about our work group meetings and that schedule, or feel free to email me directly at miranda.helms@dph.ga.gov. This will be a 5-year plan where we'll hope to make some impact in those 4 priority areas over the next 5 years. And it is a collaborative effort. We can't do it alone, just like you all can't do your work alone. So I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you at some of our work group meetings.
Thank you, ma'am. And I just got a message from Miss Sierra. She is here. Her audio video doesn't work, unfortunately, this morning. So she'll send her information to Miss Gila, and it will be in the stuff of everybody else's. Tanika Williams, you're next, please, ma'am.
Hi, guys. Good morning. My name is Tanika Williams. I am the WIOA WorkSource Three Rivers Youth Career Facilitators for Carroll and Heard counties. What I do is I help 18 to 24-year-olds find jobs. We provide help with education. We have a couple of openings right now in our WEX, which is our work experience program. We have community action for improvement. We have desk assistant for them. Bright Beginning Sunrise Daycare. We have a job in there for the toddler room. We also have some maintenance openings at the the Carrollton Housing Authority, True Life summer camp jobs, the Adele Foundation. We have a Junior Family Matters advocate that is open. And what WEX is, it provides job experience for basically adults and teens that are out of school, or they have they're trying to get their GED, or they would like to attend programs at West Georgia Technical College. We provide help, like I said, with supplies, uniforms, scrubs. We also have a MedCerts program for medical front office assisting that we provide the payments for. That includes the laptops that the kids will need. It's an online training program, and once they're done, they'll be certified to work in a medical front office. So if you guys need anything, or you know any kids that need help with, again, education, or they need help finding jobs, please let me know. Again, I work closely with Miss Luann Shepherd and Kevin Williams to help our youth in Carroll and Heard counties. Thanks.
Thank you, Tanika. And I cannot see who was already spoken or not. Miss Lee had to leave, but can you start talking if you have not said anything, please?
Hello, this is Felicia Bellinger with the Adele Foundation. How's everyone doing?
Doing well, thank you, Felicia.
Hi, the Adele Foundation, we really started our family enrichment programs in about 2010. One of the reasons why we started our family enrichment programs, which is a parenting program and also youth programs that focus on coaching and personal development, was because one of our youth workers for the summer came to work one day, and her father was 41 years old. They lived in Carrollton, and he killed himself. And we were trying to figure out, what can we do as a nonprofit to build a bridge before someone becomes clinically depressed? Like, what can we do? Because she did share with us that they knew he had a problem for some time, but the stigma, he's African-American, 41-year-old male. He didn't want anyone to see his car parked at Tanner. It was just a stigma. So we developed a Family Matters program, which is a parenting workshop that meets monthly, and we use coaching tools. We also, every program that we have now uses coaching tools. So we have programs for girls 4.5 to 17, boys 4.5 to 17. Our goal is to just be that bridge, open up the dialogue, talk about healthy communication, needs and feelings, anything that can help develop them personally, and then also be the eyes and ears. Several of our advocates have taken the first aid mental health course, but to be the eyes and ears to sound alarm if it needs to go further to a licensed therapist or something of that nature. But we're right in Temple. We're also in Douglasville. We're also in Harris County. We just started a program in Richmond County, and all of our monthly workshops are free and open to the public. We do go to our website if you get a chance to. It's so much that we do in the community, and we're having a hard time getting the word out to Carroll County for even our youth programs. We work with youth, with workforce, with Tanika Williams and Kevin, Mr. Kevin Williams. We work with him as well. We get kids from Douglas County. We don't get any youth from Carroll County. Even with our free Monday summer camps, that also, they have fun, but they have team building exercises and youth coaching exercises. It's free. We got 3 kids from Carroll County last summer. The rest were from Douglas County, and our program is in Temple. So we actually absolutely need help getting the word out. That's that's on Monday. So, but it's a lot that we do.
Yeah.
Our main focus is
Ms. Alicia, can I ask you to
Yes.
send us the information? That way I can share with everybody.
Okay.
And that way, all of us, each of us will be able to share with other families that have youth that will benefit from that.
And also parents too. I'll definitely send it to you.
Yes.
And with the workforce program, we're friendly, we're child friendly. So if you do have someone that's 16 or 17, I forget the age group, or even 18 and up, and they have children, small children that are not in school, but they want to get job readiness training, contact us because we're child friendly. We have a nursery in a couple of the churches that we're at, and we have actually senior workers that can help watch the children while they're learning. So if they need to work and they need to get some job readiness training, we are friendly, child friendly. They could bring their non-school age child with them to class.
And all of the flyers that you have provided, I have posted them on our events page.
I thank you very much.
Thank you. Who is next?
This is Mary Sell. I'm the WIOA coordinator at West Georgia Technical College. Deal with the adults 18 and over, assisting them with funds for tuition, books, and fees to earn credentials, so that they can get out and find employment and become self-sufficient. The biggest thing, I guess, that we just finished up was during the fall, funds became available to assist the prison project again. And so we just finished the paperwork that funded 20 inmates at the prison, Carroll County and Coweta County prisons to go through the welding training at those facilities. And they have the opportunity to earn up to 3 welding certificates each between now and the end of June, so that once they're released, they'll be able to get out there and find employment in a good field. Thank you.
Thank you. Who is next? Ms. Boyd, you had a question. You're muted.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know the name of the agency, the young lady that spoke prior to Mary Sells.
Adele Foundation.
Adele Foundation. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Gila. This is Amanda Buckner with the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Program. I had to join you guys later than normal this morning, but I'm with the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Program. We assist individuals with disabilities in preparing for, obtaining, and maintaining employment. I put some information in the chat box that gives you an outline of some of the common services that we provide. And I'm happy to report that as of January 24th, I had met my goal for placements this year. And that's several months early, and we're already into exceeding cases. I just closed 2 successfully yesterday. So it's always a good day for me when it gets to show that people are working in the community and being successful in employment. So we do referrals. We accept those online. And once they come to me, I will call up the client and schedule an intake. Usually takes about 2.5 hours to complete the intake process. And then we get services going with respect to doing assessments that help support identifying a realistic vocational goal and the level of services that they would need to prepare for, obtain, and maintain employment. And sometimes cases are open with me 6 months, sometimes a year. And I have one client on my caseload for now going on 14 years. So it depends on the client, the specific needs they have as to how long they might be working with us. So it's a big deal for us when we are able to close those cases successfully. I did want to share with you also that GVRA is currently partnering with the Shepherd Center to track the outcomes of individuals who have traumatic brain injuries. So that's an exciting research study that we'll be involved in for the next 5 years to look at outcomes for individuals with traumatic brain injury in terms of their success in employment. And I think I may have mentioned this the last time, but we do have a new supervisor in the Carrollton office, Jessica Guzman. So I think that's the latest updates for our office.
Thank you so very much, Amanda. Stephanie?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Tullis, and I'm the Executive Director and founder of Cultivating You, Inc., which is an out-of-school program providing self-development services to underserved teens 14 to 19 years of age. We use bibliotherapy or literacy initiatives as a way to teach social emotional learning to help each of these young people build tools for a self-sufficient foundation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is anybody else that has not spoken?
Hey, Gila, it's Karen. Sorry. How are you?
And you?
I'm wonderful. I'm sorry. I just turned my video on and I apologize for subjecting you all to how I look this morning. I work for Carrollton City Schools and we are on winter break and I am broken. So I'm just going to lay that out there. Thank you so much. I want to first say, well, I work for Carrollton City Schools, but I volunteer with First Readers. And Gila started off initially showing our action plan, and I have nudged our organization into this process. And just to kind of give you a tiny bit of information, First Readers provides books to children from birth to 5 years old. The books are age appropriate. So if you are a baby, you're going to get a board book. If you are aging closer to 5, there's going to be more text and a little bit more story there. Our belief is that if we provide those books free of cost in the mailbox to those children, there's more likelihood that they will become more school ready. And if you are school ready, you're going to have a better experience and then improving your chances to be successful in life. In addition to that, we also have what is included in our action plan, that we're providing a program called Conversations Counts. And that is just a interactive session. We'd like for it to be about 45 minutes to an hour, where we share some pretty significant data with participants. We target caregivers. That could be a nursery school, that could be a Sunday school teacher. It certainly could be parents. That's who we're mainly targeting, to help them understand that no one expects you to teach your child how to read. It starts with just literally making eye contact, doing that call and response, And what you're doing in that moment is building an experience that allows a child to attend to a specific human interaction. And we all know, I mean, as we sit here on technology, that technology has a grab, but the difference for a lot of our kids going forward with mental health is that human interaction. So we make it not technical. It's not teacher talk. It's supposed to be very, very simple, with the goal being, you know, a baby sits on your lap, you read a story to them, you talk about the book, you make those connections. So I have a wonderful team of volunteers who do a much better job than I do in presenting that. Currently, we're working with Tanner to provide that fourth trimester or baby boot camp training, but we would love to connect with you. If you already have parenting sessions, I promise we'll make it fun. We give them a book to take away, and it would be great for us. So please, if you will reach out, I think I included my phone number and my work email. I'm one of those weirdos that just like all email to come to one source. So if you would, I would love to connect with you, and on whatever terms you have. We'd really like to build the literacy component, but also with that underlying belief that we're building healthy minds and bodies in toward becoming future successful. So thanks so much, and sorry you had to look.
No, that is perfect, Karen, because this is what we are here. We are having collaboration. And I'm already thinking Miss Felicia with the Adele Foundation first, Family Connection, Youth Mental Health, and all together doing great things. So we are going to meet. Am I missing anybody? Because I don't know how many have spoken, but I think that we finished, right? Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed and wonderful time. For those who are attending our work group with Department of Public Health today with Chip, see you later. And have a blessed day. Thank you so much for everything that you do for our community. Thank you.